In the womb of the ancient India, beneath the rustling leaves of sacred forest, a fire burnt, not of wood, but of questions. What is this world? Who am I? Not my name, not my job, not the roles I play, but the real me. The essence beneath it all, with a quest for the self. This, my friend, is where a journey not across the world, but into the depths of our own beings. This is where Vedanta begins. Vedanta literally means the end of the Vedas. It is not just a philosophy, but an invitation, a call to explore the deepest layers of reality and of yourself. Its core teachings are both simple and revolutionary. One of the world's oldest and most profound philosophies, a truth that echoes through it. Isn't that breathtaking? Welcome to the journey. If you look at the word Vedanta, it means Veda and the Anta, the end of the Vedas. Technically, it means what is called the Siddhant, the final conclusions. And it is found in a series of texts called Upanishads. But let me give you a little more expanded meaning. Swami Vivekananda, when he went to the West, he went as a messenger of India, a messenger of Hinduism, and a messenger of the Vedanta. The way he conceived, taught, and spread Vedanta was an entire spiritual heritage of India. This 5,000 year or even more of the history of our development of thought, our culture, especially our spiritual culture. When you take it all together, the philosophies, the various schools of thought, the yogic practices, meditation practices, the rituals, the stories, the values, all of it together. Swami Vivekananda saw Vedanta in this global sense. Indian spirituality is Vedanta, not an absence of knowing, but the ultimate realization beyond words. It begins with the Upanishads, then deepens through the interpretive traditions like Advaita. Vedanta, championed by Adi Shankaracharya, this path moves us from intellectual understanding to direct realization of the self and oneness of all existence. Alongside the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna imparts spiritual wisdom to Arjuna, and the Brahma Sutras from Vedanta's core text. Over millennia, great masters have expanded these teachings, guiding seekers from knowledge to profound inner experience and ultimate truth. Vedanta is not a religion, it is a vision, a piercing insight into the nature of reality and the self. The self is not the body, not the mind, but something far greater, eternal, unchanging, infinite. This is the Atman, the true self, the spark of divinity within you. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel that quiet presence within. That's the Atman. Untouched by fear, untouched by time. But here's the twist that makes Vedanta so radical. This Atman is not separate from the universe. It is the universe. Vedanta declares that everything, every star, every breeze, every fleeting thought is Brahman, the ultimate reality. Atman and Brahman are one. Imagine a single drop of water merging into the ocean. That's you, dissolving into the infinite, yet never losing your essence. The rishi sat in deep meditation and declared, Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman, Tattvamasi, that thou art. Here's the divine was not in temples or in the sky, it was within, not separate, not above, but yourself. Atman, the eternal witness, the spark of consciousness that sees it all but is never touched by it. Think of it like the sky. Clouds drift across it. Storms rage, but the sky remains vast and unchanged. Your body, your thoughts, your life, they are the clouds. The self is the sky. We spend years chasing answers in the world, better jobs, more knowledge, fleeting moments of happiness. Now you might wonder if we are already divine. Why don't we feel it? Why do we chase fleeting pleasure? Why do we chase fleeting pleasures? Money, fame, love, only to find what? That they slipping through our fingers like sand? Vedanta has an answer. Maya. Maya is the cosmic illusion, the veil that makes the infinite seem finite. The eternal seems temporary. It's like mistaking a rope for a snake in the dark. The snake isn't real, but the fear is. Our suffering comes from this misperception, from forgetting who we truly are. The answer isn't out there, it's already here, within us. So, what's the catch? The illusion that makes us think we are just our bodies, our minds, our struggles. Maya is like a dream that feels real until we wake up. Picture yourself sitting still, eyes closed, just breathing. You notice your body, the rise of your chest, the warmth of your skin. But something's watching that body. Are you aware of it? Then you notice your thoughts, worries, plans, memories flickering like shadows. But something's watching that. That something, Vedanta says, is the self. A rishi would say that which cannot be seen but by which all is seen. That is the self. That is the Brahman. Vedanta is not about worshipping God. It's about knowing yourself so deeply that the illusion of separation vanishes. Consciousness that watches everything but it is not touched by anything. That is the real you, says Vedanta. It is unborn, undying, and unchanging. The one constant in the world. Key concepts and principles of Vedanta are Brahman, the ultimate reality, the source of all existence. Atman, the individual self, which is ultimately identical with the Brahman. The Moksha, liberation from the cycle of birth, death, and the rebirth. Maya, the illusion or ignorance that veils the true nature of reality. Karma, the law of cause and effect, where actions create consequences that influence our future lives. Dharma, the ethical principle that guides action. Vedanta doesn't ask you to believe, it asks you to look, to inquire through the deep path of the yoga of knowledge. The seeker strips away all that is not self. Not this, not this. Neti, neti. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not my emotion. So, what remains? This isn't just philosophy, it's a practice. Vedanta invites you to inquire, to question what's real. The body changes, so it can't be you. Thoughts fade, so they are not yours either. So, what's left? The witness, the Atman, pure and untouched. The more you look, the more you see everything else is temporary, like waves on the river. But the self is the water, which itself is eternal and still. Vedanta proclaims the unity of all existence. God, nature, and the humanity are all not separate but expressions of the same reality. This insight leads to the tolerance, compassion, and the sense of belonging to the whole universe. Truth is one, sages call it by the names. Modern relevance in a world divided by boundaries and beliefs, Vedanta's message is radical. Beneath our differences, we are all one. Its teachings have been inspired not only by the Indian sages like Adi Shankaracharya and Swami Vivekananda, but also Western thinkers and scientists. The journey inward Vedanta invites you to turn inward, to questions, to meditate, to realize you are not just a body or a mind, but the infinite consciousness in which the universe arises and dissolves. So, next time you gaze at the ocean, remember the waves may seem separate, but beneath all it's one water. And so, in the ocean of existence, you are not a drop, but the ocean itself. This is the adventure of Vedanta, a journey from illusion to truth, from division to unity, from bondage to bondless freedom. Here's our invitation. Take a moment today, sit quietly, ask, who am I? Don't rush for an answer. Just quietly listen. The journey of Vedanta begins with that question, and it leads to a truth that's closer than your breath. Who are you really? The river's waiting to show you. This is just the beginning. Why Vedanta matters today? Vedanta isn't just ancient wisdom. It is a practical guide for modern life. It teaches us to look beyond the surface, beyond our jobs, roles, and identities, and discover the infinite within. Ethical living. By understanding karma, we learn to act responsibly, compassionately, and mindfully. Unity in diversity. Vedanta sees all beings as expressions of the same reality, promoting tolerance, harmony, and global cooperation. The journey ends not in renouncing the world, but in seeing the world as it truly is, an expression of our own infinite self. A Vedanta life. Imagine a life where you are no longer chasing happiness in objects or achievements. You realize that fulfillment is already within you, like discovering that the water in a mirage was never really there. You live in the same world, but with a new perspective, peace, joy, and freedom. And what is the final thought? Vedanta invites us to wake up. Wake up from the dream of separation and recognize our oneness within the universe. It is not about changing the world, but changing how we see it. That's the true liberation, Moksha, that Vedanta offers to everyone, here and now. Thank you for joining us in this journey into Vedanta. May you discover the infinite within yourself. If this journey to Vedanta touched something within you, I invite you to share it with others who may be seeking the same light. Subscribe to join me as we explore more timeless truths together and forever. Until next time, stay aware and stay present. Have a great day.